It was crazy.
It was awesome.
I was not there. Just more memories without me, guys. It's fine.
Spoilers are ahead, as we're talking about the Spider-Man No Way Home cast's favorite scenes from the movie.
There's so many. What is going on here?
Click away now if you haven't seen it. Too late, let's go. Number 1. It would be easier to say Tom Holland's favorite part of the movie was the whole movie. Tom has a few different favorites for sure. He absolutely loved working with the whole gang, his favorite person to hang out with on set being Alfred Molina.
You love Alfred.
Yeah, I had a really good time with Alfred.
But his favorite scene was actually one with Willem Dafoe, where Dafoe has a speech about an existential crisis. The monologue in question includes the line, "Peter, you're struggling to have everything you want, while the world tries to make you choose." He gave the speech 30 times, and no two takes were the same. It was chilling. Holland was also impressed Dafoe could snap into character in a heartbeat, and snap out of it just as quick. Now, his favorite moment working with Benedict Cumberbatch that he found really fun, he'd only hinted at. But after Peter was punched into the mirror dimension by Strange, there's a moment later on in the sequence that was a very nice surprise for him. Any idea what that was?
Building that whole thing and fighting him was really cool.
Without a doubt, he says Spider-Man is
The best thing that's ever happened to me.
well, no doy. He gets to do his dream job, it made him rich, and it introduced him to his extremely talented girlfriend. Number 2. There is one thing Tom didn't like so much, though. Tom Holland's least favorite scene to film was most definitely one with Alfred Molina. He was upside down the entire day for 11 hours, being battered by Doc Ock. The blood was rushing to his head. He was in a harness, the director was getting nitpicky, so he was complaining to his brother Harry about it, and Harry told him to suck it up. Tom got his revenge though, and got his brother a tiny role in the movie. He asked the stunt coordinator,
"Please, just whatever you do with the stunt, make it so that he's upside down."
It got so bad for Harry, he started forgetting his lines, and his eyes looked like they were going to pop out of his head. Harry admitted it was brutal, and the worst part was,
They've cut the scene.
Tom's just not a fan of hanging stunts in general because
It makes you feel like you're like a toy in a claw machine.
The worst part of that, you like come to the floor and you have that like half a second moment where you go into tension and every part of your body is like, ah.
Number 3. If you know anything about Andrew, you could probably guess his favorite part. Andrew Garfield's favorite scene involved the superhero whom he adored as a kid.
Toby's my favorite, right? Because that's my childhood.
He called his favorite bit Toby's Better Angel moment. To be there and witness that as it was being filmed would have been like a dream come true for the middle brother, since he'd even dressed up like Maguire's Spider-Man as a kid for Halloween.
I get chills thinking about it even now.
And a personal favorite moment for Andrew Garfield involving his character was when he was able to right a wrong after his franchise got cancelled, saving MJ, saying, "That was really beautiful and it kind of sold me on the whole thing." What he really appreciated about the storytelling was his and Maguire's Spider-Man were in service to Tom Holland's story. However, their individual moments of redemption remain his favorite. Number 4. Tobey Maguire is the most eloquently spoken of the Spider-Men. It comes with experience. Maguire has only recently started doing press for the movie, but he's already come out to say what his favorite part was. He adored the coda of the movie. Coda meaning the end, saying it had
such a sweet elegance to it.
which we couldn't agree with him more. Number 5. The guy in the chair is actually a good description for both Ned and Jacob. Jacob Batalon really doesn't like doing stunts. He finds them super uncomfortable. The water stuff and the chafy harness. He does find it cool he can fall off of something and not worry about fatally injuring himself though.
It seems almost like a very, very controlled ride.
Number 6. Zendaya's definitely speaking from personal preference, because her gripe against the movie doesn't sound like an attack on the storytelling. When you spend time behaving as a character, you root for them. But the ending worked great, just not from Zendaya's perspective. She really didn't like it. She didn't like that it wasn't a happily ever after. She disliked it so much she felt like she had to apologize for it.
I'm sorry. I wanted them to have a happy ending.
She just wanted them to be in love and go off to college. Is that so much to ask? Number 7. Shout out to Aunt May. One thing Zendaya loved about the movie was Aunt May's role in it. She thought it was awesome that May was raising Peter on her own. and people always seem to expect Peter to have a mentor or father figure with Tony Stark and Mysterio and such. But Aunt May was a great role model who raised an incredible young man.
I feel like
You're
she
very
doesn't
right.
get the credit she deserves.
You're right.
Number 8. Truly a proud mama. Marisa Tomei hasn't spoken out about her favorite scene as far as we could tell, but she does find Jon Favreau hilarious.
It's like great to be able to work opposite him.
She thinks his improv skills are fabulous, and generally, she's so proud and impressed by the young cast, specifically Zendaya for how driven she is at 25 years old.
Zendaya is just absolutely ravishing.
Number 9. Jamie Foxx's opinions are personal. He also adored Willem Dafoe's performance.
We've just been watching Willem, and it seems personal.
He proceeded to compare the two's characters and goals. Where Electro has a vendetta against the whole world, the Goblin's only got his eyes on one man. Or maybe 3? Number 10. Spoken like a true thespian. For Benedict Cumberbatch, the thing that gets him excited is the moment when Peter Parker comes to Doctor Strange for help, because the development of this scene comes from them working on a team in the Avengers movies as equals. Strange doesn't take into account Peter is still a high schooler, and this all comes down to his favorite thing being the relationship between the characters.
With Tom and I, that's a really beautiful relationship that's kicking off.
Number 11. Willem Dafoe knows what he wants and he goes after it. For Willem, the scenes where he got to do his own stunts were his favorite. He had a few requirements before signing on to do the role. He didn't just want a cameo.
To do this physical stuff was important to me.
He wanted to do the actions too, because all of that informs your relationship to the story.
It makes you earn your right to play the character in a funny way.
And he really admired director John Watts because he would get the incredibly specific shot he was looking for, but would always give the actors opportunities to play or try something new after he got the shot he needed. Number 12. Alfred Molina was on a journey of reinventing himself. He adores working with Jamie Foxx for his improv, and Tom Holland because he has such a strong grasp of the tone after playing the character for so long. Molina also loved putting the initial work into returning to a character he hadn't played in 17 years. He rewatched Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 to re-find the character, but also had to find a balance between how he played Doc Ock then and how he wanted to approach him in a universe completely different from his own, and bring a fresh take to the character. Because it would be boring to do the same thing twice. Old, but new. Familiar, but different.
It's a wonderful place to be.
The cast absolutely adored their time working together on No Way Home, and that was reflected on screen. From their incredible improv skills, to their deep bond as a cast, to their genuine love of the plot as actors and fans, it's no wonder this movie was such a success. What was your favorite moment from No Way Home? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.